What is good, guys? Welcome back to Sheer Thoughts. As always, man, we appreciate y'all being here. You already know it's your boy Chuckzz here. I hope y'all doing well. I hope y'all doing amazing. I hope y'all having a great week, great life, as always. And as you already know, we're here with the lovely, the wonderful, always fashionable Miss Sony Panda. How you doing, girl? What's going on?
Hello, 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 hello. Yeah, I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm all good. I'm enjoying my day today, which makes a change. So yeah, yeah,
Well, damn, that got deep already.
yes,
So all right, before
yeah.
we get into
But
it,
that's fair enough.
I gotta ask you, girl, how's the weather starting to go? Are we starting to see some change out there? Things are starting to
Oh
get better.
boy,
Cause you know,
you
guys,
know
we
what?
we talk about the weather a lot here.
Mm.
Listen, man, we care about the weather. We like some good fucking weather, guys. Okay, I'm just saying.
So the weather forecast for today.
Oh, let's go.
Um, no, do you know what? It's actually been really nice because I've been out this morning networking and whatnot, so a lot of
Word.
people will obviously see that on my brand story and whatever. But it was actually gorgeous today. It was frosty this morning, but it wasn't like temperatures. Like
No,
the sun
yeah,
was
yeah.
beaming to the point like I needed my sunglasses, and
Nice.
it was enjoyable walking weather. Like you still need a jacket, don't get me wrong, but it's not like I needed like my hat and my scarf and my
No,
gloves and
exactly. You don't need
and
the
everything.
layers, bro. You
So
don't need all the extra
yeah,
accessories. Like it gets too crazy, bro. No, I get exactly what you mean.
yeah.
It's wild.
So I
Um,
was I was dead happy.
oh god, that was like for us yesterday. It was gorgeous, beautiful. You know, it was like
Mm.
the first day where we've had it, where it was like in the 60s, but also sunny. It was a beautiful day. I mean, sadly, I was at work all day. Damn shame. But don't get me wrong. When I had a chance to go
Yeah.
outside, I definitely stood outside for a little bit,
Mm.
took in that sun. It was a beautiful feeling, bro. So
That's
spring
nice.
spring is coming. So excited. It's finally getting here. Um, but before we move on, Miss Sony, what we rocking? Because you look like you got a really sheer pair on today. Like it
Oh yeah.
looks like it's very sheer. Sadly, guys, I'm not wearing. The main reason being why is because we didn't get a chance to upload an episode last week. Something happened, and then the week before. For anybody who didn't hear, I wound up getting like scratched at work because I work with dogs and left like an ugly little thing on my leg. It's gotten better. It's been healing. It's totally fine. It's just it's now left like one of those annoying marks afterwards because of the scar or whatever. So it's still like
Oh yeah.
but I've been putting lotion. That helps. That's always good. Taking care of the skin. That's always smart. But next week I'll be back to wearing, and hopefully this week I'm going to be ordering some new pairs. So I'm very excited. Very excited.
Nice.
Especially now that spring is coming. Gotta start rocking them. You know, gotta start getting some outfits ready,
Mhm.
bro. You already know. You already know. But yeah. So getting into today's topic, I actually wanted to get into it. But before we do, if you guys obviously noticed, the setup is a little bit different if you're watching on YouTube. This is my streaming like table, and then this is my keyboard, my PS5 controller, my mouse. The reason being why is because I do plan on streaming after we record today. For anyone who doesn't know, I am a streamer. I used to stream years ago. I kind of took like a long hiatus, but I'm getting back into it, so I'm very really excited. It's something I genuinely love. I love streaming. It's a huge passion of mine. It's a lot of fun. I always love talking, interacting with people, just playing a game that like whether we're
Mhm.
watching it just to enjoy it or whatever. So I like to play a lot of different things. Um, but yeah, so if you guys ever want to check me out, I do stream on Twitch. My Twitch username is Chuckzz underscore. So like just like how I typically have everything. So it's Chuckzz with two Z's underscore on Twitch. So if you guys ever want to check it out, definitely do. But the reason why I'm bringing it up is because I thought this would be an interesting topic for today. And Miss Sony, I'm sure with the life you've had, the things you do, you like to try a lot of different things. I'm the same way.
Mm.
I figured we would kind of discuss like trial and errors, and not just like for it could be
Okay.
anything. You know what I mean? It could be the most littlest thing maybe you've tried, things like that. And I feel like trial and errors is a big thing that a lot of people are afraid to talk about because let's be real, no one likes failures. No one likes to talk about
Yeah.
failures. No one likes to go through failure. It's just the truth of it. That's how it is. But at the end of the day, I'm also a very big believer of if something failed, you learn from it no matter what. It's me and my optimistic ass, my positive ass. I always look at things in a better way. Um, but yeah, I mean, do you have any trial and errors you've had over your life that you were like, oh, I wish this worked out, even if it didn't work out, and you were like, damn, it's a shame, but for whatever reason that it didn't. Is there any trial and errors you've had where you've been like, damn, I really wish this worked out, or something you were like, you know what, I learned from it, things like that?
Plenty. I've had plenty.
She
A
said,
bit
"Where
too
do I
many.
begin?"
Well, dating back. No, like, um, no, I will say, yeah, no, I've definitely had a few. Um, and being obviously, we always like to be open and honest.
Mm,
Yeah, being very open and honest about it is, I'm a, I struggled with it a lot, and it's the reason I did is because I'm a huge perfectionist. Like I'm now only, well, not even now, but I've been trying to work on it for the past year or two, um, to actually kind of stop being such an overachiever and stop actually being a perfectionist. It's very much like, you know, they sort of say like diamond in the rough, like you keep chipping at it, and at the end of the day, you are going to get the diamond, but you've got to basically trial and error your way there. And I wholeheartedly believe in what you say. In, you know what, it's great to have failures because the biggest learning lessons come from those, rather than, oh, if you're a perfectionist and, oh, I only strive for perfection, you're never going to see all that. You're never actually going to learn those life lessons, all those
mhm.
lessons at the time that you actually do need to learn. So no, I've definitely had some. I've had some in the business. I had some even before starting the business. Um, yeah, like obviously my marriage, well, my ex, yeah, my stupid ex, but yeah, like, you know, yeah, they're honestly my biggest. They're my biggest. And obviously naturally, you know, you have your sort of everyday like, oh, I probably shouldn't have picked this car, because I even had when I bought my first car, it was just, oh, great, if I'd had bought it from someone else, it would have lasted a bit longer. And do you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, do you know what I see it as? You've got to start somewhere, and I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, my perspective was, I couldn't do that, because in my head it was like, well, no, I've got to start where it is perfect. I can't just, I don't want to weasel my way through the mud to get there. Is no, I need to start right there. um and it's hard. It's hard when you've had that mindset for so long because of your past, growing up, whatever kind of values and traditions that have been put on you, to actually break out of that. And you know, you're gonna be scared, you know, you're gonna have anxiety, like doing it. But it's the whole thing of, once you take that first step, just keep going. Don't even look back, just keep going. Just whatever your perfectionist stage is, just keep running towards it, kind of thing. But yeah, 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 I do believe you do need to have like, you do need to have failures in life. Not even like you should, like you do, to kind of, and your biggest lessons come from there. That's what I always think.
Yeah, I've always believed it, and it sucks because yeah, you don't want to go through it. It's a shitty feeling. It's a terrible feeling, you know,
Mm, yeah.
especially when it's me personally, I think the biggest hit when that happens is when you have to go, fuck, I failed. Like, you have to accept that you failed.
Yeah.
It's a shitty feeling.
Yeah.
It's a very shitty feeling. But I think what a lot of people also forget is, okay, fine. You may have failed at this one thing, but what did you learn from the journey, from the process, from doing things, from whatever? I mean, I remember when I first started streaming, I remember it, well, actually no, not even. I remember I remember when I first tried making my first ever like gaming YouTube video. I remember this. Like, it was like, this was years ago, and all I just did all I did was all I did was like try to do a video game review for Batman Arkham Knight, or like Arkham City, or whatever it was. And I remember I tried recording it, and the whole way I was doing it was just like doing the gameplay, talking about it, you know, making a little introduction, just like a lot of other videos out there. But then I came to realize, bro, like, it's so true, where the trial and I think content creating is one of the biggest trial and error things you could ever try to do, is because you have to try a certain thing you're going to do, and if it's going to work out, it works out. If it doesn't, all right, well, this video idea didn't work, on to the next. And I think that's the problem, is that once you hit that point where you're like, damn, this didn't work out, should I keep trying? You should, because you never know how different something else will turn out for you. And I think that's an issue, is because people think, well, I failed at this one thing, why would I bother trying something else? Why wouldn't you? You don't know. You never know where it's going to go. My girl right now, she wants to pursue becoming a tattoo artist. So I was like, word.
Mm,
Trying to become a tattoo artist is one of the most craziest things to do. Like, it really is, because it's not, there's not like some internship program. There's not like some college you can go
yeah.
to and they like graduate with a 4-year degree. There's not like, like, oh, there's like a job application. Not really. Like, it's like you pretty much have to practice drawing, practice painting, essentially. Um,
Mm.
Trying these different artistic ways that you got to do things, trying out different colors that normally you maybe never do. And it's just, trying to practice, trying to get better, just pushing yourself to get to where you want to get to. And then it's crazy because so this is where I think it's super crazy with the trial and error, especially for tattooing. Like, when I really deep think into it, it's crazy how, all right, you want to become a tattoo artist, all these different factors come into play. You got to know how to draw. All right, I don't really know how to draw, so now let me start drawing. Your first few drawings are probably going to be like shit because you're just starting to draw. Now you finally get to the point where you're starting to draw, you're getting better, you're very, very strong, you could draw really quick, you're amazing at detailing. Cool. Got that down packed. Now how do I tattoo? Like, it's like one of those things, bro. And then you then got to try to go to a shop to then ask a whole bunch of people to be like, hey, are you looking for an apprentice? Can I be your apprentice? I'd love to do an apprenticeship.
Yeah.
A lot of times people say no, because at the end of the day, they're not, the way I see it, or the way I know it, someone who does tattoos is not getting paid to apprentice somebody. They're getting paid to do tattoos. So realistically, tattoos could take 3, 4, 5, 6 hours, depending, whatever. So realistically, bro, why would you cut time out of your life to just try to help someone to become something that they want to do that you're already doing? So technically they could become a competitor in the future, and then you're trying to train them for free. Like, it's understandable. But it sucks because then even, my girl was saying, she's like, oh, I'm going to have to go around. I'm going to have to ask people. I'm going to get so many no's. And I go, yo, bro, you could get 1,000 fucking no's. That 1,001 could be the yes. Like, that's the thing. Like, that's how you have to see it. And that's how I think you always got to see things. Like, when you first start doing something, you're not going to be the best at it. Like you said, you may be a perfectionist. You ain't going to be perfect at it. It is impossible to be perfect at something you've never done before. It's impossible. There's no way.
Yeah.
I've been dancing for fucking over 15 years. Like, there are still so many dance moves I can't do. Like, that's just how it is, bro. But at the end of the day, it doesn't stop me from dancing. It doesn't stop me from doing what I love. You just got to keep doing it. So I feel like a big thing is, bro, especially if it's something you're truly passionate about, something you truly love to do, don't ever stop at it. If you take a break, that's one thing, but never quit.
Yeah.
I feel like you should never quit. And I think a lot of people quit. They just like, fuck this, I'm done. Bro, why? You never know. Because then I'm also a very big believer of, you could go through life and you'll sit there 10 years from now and be like, damn, what if I had tried that longer? Could be very different, bro.
True.
Could be very
true.
I'd rather try something for 10 years than give up in the first year and then 10 years later think, damn, what if I just kept going? I'd rather try for 10 fucking years, because then I can at least always turn around and be like, but you know what, bro? I kept fucking trying. I never stopped. That's how I see it.
I think the addition to it, right, is you've got to have a passion and love for what you do, because it is, you could try for 10 years, but if you don't have any passion and love behind it, what's the point? Do you know what I mean? And it is like, it's one of those things. And like, a prime example, when I think about my brand, like I always say, I quit like my full-time job, I quit like my career and stuff to actually start a brand, because I thought, look, like there's no way I can just do it working full-time and just trying to do it on weekends. I need the headspace. I tried, and it was like I scared myself out of it too easy, but I still kept kind of trying. And then it literally only took until like my 30th birthday. I legit just sat there and really questioned my life. And I was like, what do I actually want? Am I going to do this? If I'm going to do this, you best believe I'm going to put my all into this. Otherwise, don't bother. Because it's like, because it is that whole thing of, I kept trying. I kept networking. I kept looking at business stuff. I kept like trying to, get into spreadsheets. I kept trying to do this, but I was doing everything half-heartedly. And then it's only until I decided to take that step, and that's it. Literally the day after my birthday, when I came back, it was like, do you know what? I'm going full hog. And yeah, by the end, like literally September, literally 3 months later, the brand appeared. So it is, I think, if you are going to try, do it because you truly have a passion and you have that driving factor. Otherwise, it's like, I remember I've always wanted to be a lot of things growing up, right? I wanted to be a dancer, I wanted to be a teacher, I wanted to be a psychologist, I wanted to, at one point, wanted to be a tattoo artist, I wanted to be a hairdresser. But it was one of those things where, like, yes, I could look at courses, I could do X, Y, and Z, but I never had any passion between it. So I'm following something, thinking, oh, okay, yeah, 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 I'll do it, but with no mojo. So then you think, well, what's the point in doing anything if you're not actually going to love what you do? So I think that definitely puts a whole different spin on things. When you have a love and a passion, yeah, honestly, that will be like, to me, it's like my brand is my motivator. Every single day, my brand is my motivator. And like, even on the days where it's like, oh my God, I don't know, there's something
Exactly. Yes.
within my brand that literally calls out to me that day to be like, look, I know you're feeling like this, but you know what? I got you. Look at your feedback. Look at your amazing sales that you made today. Look at, whatever. And it's like, yes, damn right, yes. So I think, yeah, if you're going to do something, just make sure you put your heart, and if you really love it, put your soul into it as well. And then you know what, you'll have a whole different outcome. You'll see it in a whole different light.
So and
Yeah.
you're not wrong at all, because that is, I like, oh God, that's such a big thing for me too. It is the passion thing. It is. I like don't get me wrong. I could like the way I always compare certain things like that to like being like, oh, if you want to do something, whatever. Like I was telling my girl, because like because the big thing that I want to say is, if you, bro, everyone is human. I think what a lot of people need to remember
Mm.
is, guys, we're all human. So don't get me wrong. You're gonna have those days where you're gonna be like, oh, I really don't feel like dealing with this shit today. And it could be something that you're working on. That's normal.
Mm.
That is so
Yeah.
fucking normal. Like, and I think people forget that they feel like, oh, if I didn't do this thing today that's going towards the thing I'm working on, I'm just a failure. No, bro. It does not make you a
Yeah.
failure at all. That makes you human. That makes you realizing that, okay, let me not burn myself out. Because,
Mm.
bro, at the end of the day, you know, tattoo artists, streamers, content creators, bro, you're not about to tell me they didn't have days where they're like, damn, I really don't feel like tattooing.
Oh
Damn, I
yeah.
really don't feel like making this fucking video. Damn, I really don't want to, make a dance video on TikTok. Damn, I really don't want to do a makeup tutorial on YouTube today. That happens, bro. That entirely happens.
Mm.
Just because you didn't do it that day does not mean it's the end. And I think that's what a lot of people need to remember, is that just because it wasn't done that day does not mean that it's over. It just means you took a break. You took time to yourself. Some people sometimes need longer time to themselves than others. That's normal. You are going to know yourself better than anyone else out there. That's
Yeah.
the biggest thing. I've come to realize, like, for me, like, I could never have a career in dancing, because to me dancing has always been a freedom for me. It's always been a freedom.
Mm.
I don't get me wrong, I could make TikTok videos, I could do this, I could do that, which I'm planning on to. Like, I kind of want, but I'm not going to do TikTok trends. I'm not going to do
Yeah.
this and that. I'm going to dance the way I love to dance, is to just be free. And that's the biggest thing, where I would much rather, because if someone told me like, hey dude, if you do if you do 5 TikTok dance trends, you're going to get 1 million followers. Okay, cool. That's great and all. But if you were to tell me, okay, well, you got to do 5 TikTok dance trends, and then once you hit the 1 million followers, you can only do TikTok. Yeah, no, that's just not happening. I'm not doing that, because then I'll start to hate dancing, because then I'm not doing it the way I want to do it, in the freedom that I want. And that's kind of something my girl is struggling with right now, is that she starts overthinking this whole tattooing thing, where she's like, oh
Mm.
God, but like someone's going to want me to tattoo this. And it's like, but I like to tattoo my own style and blah, blah, blah. Yes, there are going to be times where you're going to have to pretty much do something in whatever you're working on that you may not exactly enjoy or like. But I feel like it's in those times, that's when you should look at it as, okay, you know what? What can I learn from this? Because
Mm.
then, you could say like, damn, I really didn't enjoy this, but, oh, I figured this out. Oh, I learned how to do this part. Oh, this was something I
Mm.
never tried before. You could look at it in so many different ways, in a positive way. You know, there are all, bro, everyone in the fucking world goes through a point, whether it's a job that they love, whether it's something that they're doing, that you sit there and go, damn, I really don't want to do this right now. Like, everyone goes through that shit, bro. You're not about to tell me people don't. That's just normal. That's being human. But just don't give up. Don't give up on it. And when you were saying, where it was like, if you work 50 hours a week, that's a lot of working. Obviously, you're exhausted. Obviously, you're tired. Take 30 minutes to do what you want to work on. You know, start making the time for it. It doesn't mean that you got to give 4 hours, 5 hours. No. And that's the problem because, like you were saying, Sonny, you're a perfectionist. So I'm sure there were days for you where you'd be like, okay, I could work on this for an hour. And I'm sure you had where you're like, yeah, but what's the point for only working on it for an hour? And then it's like, that's how you start sucking yourself out, bro. Like, you can't be doing that. Bro, if you can only give an hour to it, fine. Okay, only an hour. But in that hour, grind. 60 fucking minutes, bro. Set a timer. Just in that 1 hour, just crank out as much work as you can or do whatever you can. Just figure out whatever you want to. Just take that 1 hour. Just 1 hour. And it's funny because I think a lot of people will say, well, I don't have the time and blah, blah, blah. We do have the time. You just got to be able to make the time for it. That's the thing. Now, of course, Sony, like you were saying, you had a point where you were like, no. I'm actually going to sit down. I'm actually going to focus this. I'm actually going to make time for it. But then you did, and look what happened. The brand came to be 3 months later, you know? And yeah, it didn't happen overnight, but I'm sure you would have felt the same happiness whether it was 3 months later or a year later. Because I know you would have been like, bro, I fucking made it. Like, this is what I wanted. That once you hit, bro, I feel like that's the best thing about trial and errors is that you can go through so many trial and errors, but when you finally work on that one trial and you get that succession, it is one of the most greatest fucking feelings in the world. Oh my God, dude. Because it's to be able to say you accomplished something. And the funny thing is, bro, it doesn't mean you got to accomplish something on a fucking global scale, guys. It could be something you're working on. Bro, it could be the fact that you play a fucking video game at the hardest difficulty and you're like, I just beat the whole game at the hardest difficulty. Like, bro, it could be something like that. What? You know how stupid I am? Do you know how hype I would get because I had 100% in Assassin's Creed? What? You know how hype I'd be? I'd be like, bro, I'm the most gangster person in the world right now. Fuck off. What? 100% Assassin's Creed? Come see me. It's just how it is, bro. It's just how it is.
No, it's true. You know what? I think the key message is, you know what? Consistency. Consistency is key. And it's exactly how you said. If you can dedicate half an hour to an hour a day, yes. Do you know what? Everybody always has time. Even if it means getting up half an hour earlier, yes, do it. It's like how, like, loads of people say, like, oh, all the wealthy people, they're up at 5 a.m. What the hell are you... Don't get me wrong, you're probably going to bed early, but it is. But to me, because it is... you know, it's funny you say that because I'm in that cycle at the moment, right? Where it's like, I'm really into, like, my fitness, right? But at the moment, I've been taking a bit of a dip. And I keep saying to myself, look, just try and work out 3 times a week. If I can't do it every day, look, just do 3 times. Doesn't have to be an hour. Do 20 minutes. 20 minutes is even something.
Bro, hit.
And yeah, do you know what I mean? Literally, whatever it may be, it's just do 20 minutes. And if you feel like it after, maybe do another 20. See how you go. But it's that whole thing of I got into my head about like, yeah, but I don't know, and blah, blah, blah. And then even then the whole thing of like, getting up early, it's like, yeah, but I like my sleep. Yeah, you probably like your sleep. But actually, if it means you get up half an hour to get that workout done that you might be feeling a bit negative towards, but you know what? Consistency is key. You're going to see the results if you keep at it. Push through it. It's only half an hour. Then you know what? Go back to bed if you want. Or start your day. Go for a shot. Whatever you choose to do, at least you've done that. So sometimes it is, for me, it's a bloody willpower motivation. Like, especially when it comes to working out. Some days I'm on it. I'm just on it.
Yo, when you be feeling that pump, like, you're like, let's go, son.
Yeah, it's like, I can take on anyone. Give me the fittest guy here. I will take you on. But then there's some days it's like, do you know what? I just want to be a potato eating my Easter egg when it's not even Easter. Do you know what I mean? It's literally, yeah, I know. I'm doing that at the
She's
moment.
like, it's early, yeah.
It's early. I don't like to celebrate things on time. But yeah, but I do believe in, do you know what? You're only making excuses for you. At the end of the day, do you know what? You're accountable for you. It's what do you want? And it's like, even like Stephen Bartlett put a quote up the other day, and it was saying like, look at 6 months from now, all those little steps. Look how much your life would have changed. Like, looking at now and thinking 6 months later, how much you could achieve if you just put your mind to it, to be like, I don't want to get out of bed today. Do it. Just do it. Go do your workout. Go for a walk. Whatever you need to do for that half an hour. Jump back into bed, like I said, or carry on with your day. but at least it's done. And the more you keep doing, it'll become a habit and you'll end up breaking out of that cycle. Because at the end of the day, one thing I've noticed, it's your mindset. Your
Oh yeah.
mindset is your I was about to say limitator, and I was like, what the hell is that? Is your mind, yeah, your mindset is your limitator. um but it's true, it is true. And as much as like I fight with it a lot, like I say, I'm trying my hardest to break out of being a perfectionist. But I've noticed my mind limits me a lot. And even on the days when it's like, oh, I don't really fancy it, it's not, my mind is going to agree with me rather than actually motivate me. And even on the days that I'm motivated, my mind's like, yeah, you deserve a break now. And it's like, no, I'll choose when I want to take a break. If I want to carry on, I'm going to carry on. And it's breaking out of that too. So it's, the thing is, you know what? Playing the other side, right? We can say all this and sit here and say all this, but I can imagine it be very, very hard for people to do. And we're just talking like, oh look, normal people. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
deal with anxiety. Do you know what I mean? You've got ADHD. We're like two different separate things here. Do you know what I mean? But people who are dealing with depression, who are dealing with other type of like mental health issues, or just struggle, whether they're not diagnosed or whatever, but or even just struggle with simple day-to-day things. Don't get me wrong, I totally get that. I've never been like a motivator person. Yes, I'm always thinking positive and try and switch that
Yeah.
mindset. But yeah, in terms of being motivated, it can be very, very hard. Like I said, there's days where I struggle. I struggle
Oh,
so bad, and I just want
same.
to be a couch potato.
Same.
But it's just knowing like that's okay. Have that day, but just know the next day, just get back to the grind. I now allow myself those days. Before I used to beat myself up. I'd be like, no, you can't sit down on a
Yeah,
Sunday
yo,
and watch
facts.
tea and just watch like some stuff on Netflix or whatever. And it's like, no, do you know what? Allow yourself that day. You clearly need it. Your body is trying to tell you. Your mind is doing obviously whatever it's doing, but it is just allow yourself that day if you need that time. If you
Mhm.
don't, then that's cool. Carry on grinding by all means. But it is just a lot of it is listening to yourself. But then also I would say there are times where you need to question yourself as well, in terms of when you have for instance, like I said, when it's like when I gave up on the business the first time round, when I quit my job and everything, I was like, yeah, okay, cool, whatever. It's only, like I said, it only took me until my birthday, but I was, the hardest thing somebody can do is one, accept and own their shit
Yo,
basically.
facts. Yep.
And two, it's what are you going to do and how are you going to move forward. And it is asking yourself those hard questions. And legit, it's like, it's sad to say it happened on my 30th, but it was like I really sat there and I was like, do you know what do I want from life? What am I going to do if I'm not going to do this? And it's not even just like, oh, what people are going to say. Take all that noise out,
Yep.
and it's
Yep.
actually sitting with you and your inner values and morals and your principles. And it's like, do you know what are you going to do? Are you going to be like, are you just going to put this down as another failure and not do anything about it, like how you did the first time round? Look at all the research that you did and you just fobbed it off. Or are you actually going to do it? And if you're not, then fine, what are you going to do? And whatever you, what just say, if it was, I want to be a psychologist, are you actually going to put in the work and actually go through with this stuff? And it literally was having that harsh conversation with yourself. I didn't talk to anyone else about it because it was just a conversation with me. But it was just, I really sat with myself and was like, right, what am I going to do? What do I actually want to do? And actually be accountable for and say, like, look, do you know what? I achieved this. I finally bloody did it, kind of thing. But I get it can be hard, but it's like how I've said, consistency is key. And actually have that harsh talk with yourself, because you know what, no one else is really going to be ballsy enough to, because you're going to probably end up saying to them, who the hell do you think you are talking to me like that? So do you know what I mean? So it's like, if you ain't going to want to hear it from an external person, do it with yourself. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
We are our worst critique. We are our worst
Oh yeah.
like judgment.
Oh
We are
yeah.
we have our worst opinions, you know, like I always joke around and tell people all the time like, "Oh, I'm a terrible dancer." I know I can dance.
Mm,
I know I'm a very good dancer. I know I can fucking dance. Compared to a lot of people out there in the world, I know I can dance.
mm.
But I then think the issue where lies is that a lot of people then try to compare themselves to the ones that can also do it. And that's where it starts, bro. Like that's the issue.
Yeah.
You cannot compare yourself to others who have already been doing it because they've already been doing it. So obviously they're already going to be perfect. You know, like
Mm.
a lot of times you
Mm.
see people, oh my God, they're perfect. They're not. No one is fucking perfect, bro. No one. Everyone has some sort of flaw. I don't care who you are. Everyone got a flaw. And it may not be something
Mm.
visible or noticeable, or whatever, but everyone got some sort of flaw that they could do. But at the end of the day, it's still the fact that everyone has flaws, bro. But if you're trying to work on something that you want to do, don't let your flaws define you. Like,
Yeah.
do what you want to do, but like you were saying, figure it out on how you want to do it. You know, like you said, Sony, when you started your business, you obviously had no idea how to fucking run a business, like
Mm.
especially a clothing brand. Like that's something very specific. So I'm sure you started off with, all right, well, how can you sell clothes? All right, well, how do you actually start a business? How can you actually have this set up? How can you have that set up? Yeah, like you said, it took you 3 months, but the fact that you could have maybe even just taken once a week to work in a business for 1 hour, that means at least every single week you learn something new. So it's like during that
Yeah.
week, it's like, okay, I'm now mastering that one thing I learned for the rest of the week. But all that starts to fucking add together. Like that's the beauty of it. And like you said, consistency. I think a lot of people forget, bro, life is a marathon. It's not a sprint. So
Mm.
it don't matter if you start working on something right now and you're not
Yeah.
successful at it until 5 years later. Yeah, but guess what, bro? Yeah, 5 years may feel like an eternity. 5 years will fucking be here before you know it. And then you're going to tell me that from that point you started, 5 years later, you're where you want to be. But now for the next 25 to 30 years, you get to enjoy life the way you want to, doing what you want to do. Fuck yeah. I'll sacrifice those 5 years if it's going to give me the rest of my life to enjoy what I want to
Mm.
do. Hell yeah. Why not? But I think people don't realize that. They don't think about that. You know, when I first started streaming, like very first started streaming, bro, I streamed to 0 fucking viewers. Like no one. Here and there would have friends join. Here and there would have random viewers. I think it wasn't until about 2 years truly into it that I then started to average
Yeah.
30 to 50 viewers. And yeah, that's still not a lot. But bro, would still be able to say, well, I started averaging 30 to 50 in 2 years. Well, where will I be in the span of 4 years? Where will I be in the span of
Yeah.
8 years? Like, bro, you're gonna. And why? It's because I had that consistency. I was growing. I was streaming all the time. I was making sure I put it out there. I'd making sure I was putting time into myself to become a better streamer. That's what it is. And now because I'm older, it's different. I have more responsibilities. I clearly got to work. But I'm still making that time. My schedule may not be perfect. I may not, some people might be like, damn, I can't watch Chuckzz today, but I can watch him tomorrow. Whatever, cool.
Mm.
It's still the fact that I'm putting in that effort. I'm putting in that time right now to know later down the line when I'm actually to where I want to be. I know it's because I put all that time in before. And I think that's what
Yeah.
you always got to remember. You always got to remember that shit, bro, is do not give up on it. Take a break if you need to, but don't give up on it. And I think that's the biggest thing a lot of people don't know how to differentiate. It's like, bro, there's nothing wrong with taking a break. There's nothing wrong. Bro, technically, I've taken like a 4-year break from streaming. Like, realistically. I'm coming back to it, though. I'm getting back into it. I'm going to do it. Yeah, it may seem like I got to restart everything. Fine. Whatever. I'm restarting. But I'm back to it. That's what matters. And I think that's a big thing a lot of people got to realize. It's like, bro, it's fine if you take a break. Get back to it.
Yeah.
If you truly love it, if you truly enjoy it, if you truly have fun with it, if you really, and of course, again, there's going to be those days where you don't want to do it. There's going to be those days where you don't fucking feel like it. That is completely fucking normal. But if you really, really love it, bro, do it. Nothing wrong with it. Do it.
Yeah.
You just need to. You gotta. That's just how it is.
I hear that. I hear that.
I think this was a pretty good episode, man. We got a little deep with some stuff. I was happy about that one. It was good. It was good. And guys, and listen, in the comments, whatever, if you guys have any stories where you've had trial and errors, please share, man. We always love to hear. We always love to see what y'all say. Any feedback. For the people that say that I talk too much, I already know I do. So I'm sorry, guys. I try not to, but what am I gonna do? It's my podcast. Fight me. Uh, listen, man, I know I talk a lot, okay? But at the end of the day, I like having a great conversation, bro. I like just sharing my thoughts, all right? So it's the whole point. Share thoughts. Sharing thoughts. Transparent thoughts. You know, just like y'all allowed to share your thoughts that I talk too much. I'm sharing my thoughts, okay?
Oh, God. God.
You starting fights out here. What's up?
Oh, God.
Fucking keyboard warriors. Gotta love them.
Yeah. That is true. That is true. But on that note, I would like to say though, we've actually hit 950 followers on Instagram.
Let's
So
go.
I would just want to say a shout out to everybody. Like I know we've been quite sporadic with our episodes this year.
No, so far, but that's
obviously we've just
gonna get better.
Yeah.
Life hits,
it will
bro.
get a lot
Life
better.
hits, man. Life hits. But
Yeah.
you know what? Again, guys, we're still learning with this podcast. We realistically, we still only just started this podcast last year. You know what I mean? Like we're coming up on 1 year in June or like in May. You know what I mean? Like it's
Oh yeah.
it's one of those things, bro. Like we're still learning. We're gonna have trial and errors with this podcast as well. That's just how it is. You keep learning, you keep pushing. You know, bro. Even if Sony and I couldn't record for a whole month because maybe our lives are just crazy. All right, we took off for that month, but that doesn't mean that Sony and I are not thinking of things that we can figure out for the podcast while we're not recording. You know, we always thinking of different ways, different things we can talk about, different ideas we can do. I definitely want to start incorporating like random things that we can do on the podcast, bro. Like it'd be fun. It's just like anything though, guys. Trial and error. It's just like anything else. That's it.
Yep.
But guys, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all as always. Stay tuned for the questions section. We're about to get right into that. And but yeah, guys, we'll see y'all next week. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And y'all have a good one, guys. We'll see y'all soon. Welcome, guys, to the question section. As always, man, we appreciate y'all being here. Just, you know, a little question that we do at the end of the pod, as always, man. So, obviously, guys, we ask questions on Instagram. So, if you ever want to ask us any questions, we always post it up every week. Definitely let us know. If it's not really podcast appropriate, we could then probably do like a question section for the Patreon if you guys wanted to. That'd be pretty interesting. Can be a lot more deep dive questions.
We've got a lot of those.
Oh. All right, I guess we're going to have to do a question section on the Patreon pretty soon, maybe next week or something. But yeah, so, I mean, very first question, though, before we get into it. Sony, I got to ask, girl, because I didn't get a chance to let you say it before, but what nylons are you rocking today? Because I did say before they were very, very sheer.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a guess. I'm going to see how good I am here. Hold on. I'm going to take a guess. Okay. I'm going to say 8 denier.
Can you guess what color?
Ah, damn it. Gray.
Oh, okay. I'm letting the suspense build up. That's what I was doing.
Damn it.
No, so they're my chocoholic 8 denier.
Oh, I got the denier right. Let's go. Give me that shit. Let's go.
Yeah, you got the denier. That's why I was like, oh, I wonder if he's gonna get the color right.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, because they're shaded a little bit different in this light, I have to admit.
That's what threw me off. I think it's just the lighting. That's why I thought more of a gray. Yeah. But okay, fair enough. All right. Damn. You know what though? I'm proud of myself again. The denier though. I'm proud of myself on that one. I got some good eyes, man. Watch out.
That you do. Okay, excuse me. Sorry, it's getting a bit warm in here now. A bit too cozy in my room now. Okay, so we do have some questions this week. Or did you have any questions that you wanted to?
Oh, I had a really random one,
ask?
which I thought was stupid, but this is ADHD brain at its finest. Okay.
Okay.
What? This is a random ass question that hit my brain yesterday, and I'm like, I gotta ask Sony this on the podcast because it's just stupid, but at the same time, it'll make you think. I feel like.
Okay.
So because you live in the UK, so it's obviously different, right?
Yeah.
What would you say is the crunchiest chip, or how you guys would say crisp?
Oh, crisps. Yeah, crisps.
Whatever.
Chips alike.
Whatever.
Like
we're not getting into this.
Chips.
We're not doing this.
Anyway.
That's not the question.
Oh, yeah.
What would you say is the crunchiest crisp? So like for me out here, we do something called kettle cooked. That for me is like the crunchiest chip, but I'd have to say, I think the crunchiest chip that I've ever had for me personally that I enjoy is Miss Vicky's, the Miss Vicky brand, because it's a kettle cooked chip. So it's like made differently, so it's really crunchy.
Yeah.
But I got a good crunch, bro. I love a good chip with a good crunch. But I was like, what? I was like, I had to ask you, like, especially because it's in the UK, so obviously you guys You guys have walkers, which is Lay's. It's the same shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So, but then I'm like, I wanted to see what you would say. Like, what would you think is like the crunchiest crisp that you could be like, this has a good crunch to it, so you enjoy it. Like,
Yeah. So it's funny because I don't really eat crisps,
oh
but
damn, I'm fat. Okay.
when I do, when I have like a sudden urge or a
Yeah.
craving, like they're not like my go-to. They're not my go-to
Oh,
at
okay,
all.
fair enough.
But if I was, I'd probably say the crunchiest would be McCoy's. So
Oh, I've had McCoy's.
they're
Yeah,
like
I
a
can see that.
rigid
Yes,
cut
yes, yes,
one, and
yes.
they're like a hard crisp, but they're like a proper
Damn,
non
I haven't had me
crunch
a McCoy's in a
crisp.
long time. I know exactly what you're
Yeah.
talking about too, bro. That's so funny. I know
Yeah,
exactly
because I
what
was
you're
thinking
talking about.
Doritos, but I was like, nah, Doritos is like corn crisps in a
Yeah, yeah.
sense. I was like, nah, they're like a normal crisp. But I think for me, because obviously I don't eat a lot of
No, yeah,
crisps,
yeah.
I would definitely say McCoy's.
I could see that though. McCoy's are good. I can't lie.
Yeah.
McCoy's chips out there are fire, bro. They actually are. They really fucking are.
Mm,
But
mm.
okay, all right.
I just don't like how they get all up in your teeth. That's the only thing I
Oh
don't
no,
like about
understandable.
crisps is
Yeah,
because they get like stuck in your teeth, and
yeah,
it's like, oh
yeah. It's not a fun feeling. Not a fun feeling. But
no.
then again, it gets stuck up in your teeth. You got a snack for later. I'm fat. Leave me alone. All right, moving on.
That's such a guy thing to say.
Hell yeah,
Oh my
bro. I love
God.
food. I don't care.
Oh God. Anyway, right. Questions. So I've got a whole varied thingy. So
Oh, here we go.
I'm just gonna switch out with two random ones,
Okay.
right? So first one. Give me 1 second.
I was like, good question. I was like, wow, Sony's really building
Okay.
suspense today, guys. Oh God.
I am. So, okay, so first one. How do you decide between underwear versus no underwear underneath your pantyhose?
Oh, interesting.
Hmm.
Interesting. I mean, so do they mean like you would actually wear on? So this is all right. So this is my thing. I think it's like if a guy were to wear them, I think it's a little more difficult. I guess it would depend on the type of underwear you wear. Realistically, because I only wear like boxer and boxer briefs. When I wear nylons, I don't wear underwear. That's like the nylons are acting almost essentially like my underwear in a sense.
Mm.
And then it's funny because then everyone always thinks like when a guy's wearing nylons that it's like, oh, isn't it like squeezing your junk? Blah blah. I don't know which ones you wearing. I was like, but the ones I wear like a good fitting for me. That of course I don't feel like my balls are dying on me. All right, let's relax. Like they can breathe. They are breathable. It's a breathable fucking material, guys. I'm just saying. So it's like, so realistically, I don't wear underwear with them. But I mean, if you were to, I guess as a guy, realistically, I feel like you'd have to wear like tighty whities, like some briefs, like some straight up briefs, because and not boxer briefs. I mean like regular briefs, because realistically, I feel like the boxer briefs would get in the way of like the thigh part, which I feel like would make the nylons feel clunky or not feel like fit right. That's just me personally. I mean, from a woman's perspective, obviously I wouldn't know, but I mean, obviously to each their own. But me personally, I'm also not the biggest fan of underwear in general. Like, I just I like to feel free, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just way better comfortable feeling. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I think that's for most guys though. I think
guess,
a lot of like, I think like 9 out of 10 like male anatomy people that I speak to, like literally, I think like they barely wear underwear because it's just a lot more nicer feeling and not so restricted and stuff like that. There are some people that still do, but I mean, I think that is a guy thing.
Don't get me wrong. You wearing a pair of dress pants? Yes, I'm gonna wear some underwear. You wearing certain types of pants? Yeah, I'm gonna wear some underwear. But like, you know, if you like at home in like your sweatpants, chilling at home, or at home just wearing, you know, shorts or whatever. Don't really need to wear underwear. I'm home, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm at home. So that's just me, though. That's what I say.
Yeah, no, I hear that. My perspective, try not to give so much away here. I'm just gonna say it from female dress code. So one, I think it kind of depends on, for instance, what type of like form-fitting clothing that you're wearing. If you're gonna wear bodycon, like for instance this, um, it depends, because then obviously you want to make sure like you're probably wearing seamless underwear, so you don't actually see any like frills or any kind of bumpy bits,
Understandable,
so
yeah.
it looks a bit obvious. There's one thing that I hate is when people wear like bodycon dresses and they're wearing like full brief knickers, like you can see that outline and it's not nice. It's not nice at all. And it's just, it can ruin the whole look.
Oh,
You
of
can wear
course.
such a stunning dress and you've just ruined it. Um so yeah, I think you know what, to be honest, I think it's just whatever you're comfortable with. At the end of the day, there's a lot of tights are made so you don't have to really wear
That's
underwear with
true
it,
too,
because they
yeah.
have they have the cotton gusset
Yeah,
to it,
exactly, yeah.
which it makes it breathable. You can wear it without. But yeah, I would probably say if you're gonna do it with underwear, I'd probably say just be very conscious of your underwear choice. Like
Yeah.
obviously, naturally, thongs, like G-string, stuff like that work really, really well because it doesn't give you much of an outline. But I'll definitely say obviously seamless pairs in any type of style. Seamless works very, very well. The whole point being seamless.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I'd probably, yeah, I think it just kind of depends on what kind of clothes you're wearing. If it's more sort of form fitting, just be wary,
Hmm.
because just know people notice that when they're like behind you or something. Um, yeah, yeah, that's probably what I'll just leave it there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
um, okay, I'm just gonna run this one quick,
Okay.
just because I might as well. So Sony, what shoe size do you wear? I'm a UK size 5 or 5.5, or a US size 7 or 7.5. If you're going
Oh, that's
Euro,
right. I
you're a
forgot you
38.
guys. Yeah, I forgot that
Yeah.
you guys are different sizes. That's right. Like not like
Mm.
it's weird. It's the way we say it. Cause like I know I'm 10 and a half here, but I think in the UK I'm considered like a 12 or no.
I, n- no, I think it's no. Hold no, because US sizing is two up. So if I'm a size 5 UK, USA will be 7.
So I'm an
So
eight
you
and
might
I'm an
be,
8.5 in the UK.
yeah,
That's what it
yeah,
is. Yeah.
yeah.
I'm
I'm
like
sure
eight
that's
I'm
right.
like 8.5, 9 in the UK then, I would assume.
Yeah,
Oh, I think that's what it is. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I think that's what it is. Because like
yeah.
our
Because even
shoes
I was like,
show it here.
yeah. Because even I was like, why am I a 7? I'm no longer like, what the hell? I'm not a 7. I've never been a 7. And then it was just like, oh, it's USA sizing. I was like, oh, wow, okay.
You're like, you better fucking
Um,
right it is.
yeah, I was like, it was when I first got my pair of Toms. I used to love Toms back in the day, and it
Oh
was
my god,
like they
Tom's,
always did it.
bro.
Yeah, and they were like USA sizing, and I'm like, well, what's a size 5? I need a 5, 5.5. That's all I need to know. Um, okay, and then another question. So last question.
Yes,
So we can do cat people or dog people. Which do you both prefer?
dogs. I don't know
I'm
why.
both.
I don't know why this is a discussion. No, bro. So all right. Here's my biggest thing. I love dogs. I'll always love dogs. I grew up with dogs. Um, I do think there are some cute cats. I do think some cats are funny. I do think like literally like I always joke around by saying cats are Satan's pets. But the only reason why I joke around saying that is because I'm allergic to cats. So yeah, I know I'm stupid, but it's because I'm
Oh, so
allergic.
you're just hating because you're allergic.
Yes, exactly. But don't get me wrong though. I'd still much rather have a dog than a cat. I like the whole interaction with dogs. I love that whole connection with
Mm.
dogs. Don't get me wrong, you can have that with cats, but cats are really so much more self-sufficient. They're really to themselves. Like they'll only really come to you like when they want to come to you and maybe get cuddles or whatever. But for me, I'm such a dog person that like I love when my dog is all up in my face, just wants cuddles, fucking get in my skin, like you know what I mean? Like I love that feeling. I just and
Yeah.
I've always grown up with dogs. My family and we've always been dog people. I've always there's not at least there hasn't been a point in my life where I haven't had a dog in my life. Like at some point, whether it's my family or mine or
Oh.
whatever, I've always had a dog in my life. Like always. I've just that's always how it's been for us.
No, that's sweet. Yeah, I can understand that. If you've had that, yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah, no, I would say I'm both. I think dogs are lovely. They're pretty much like having your own child,
Yes.
but a child that doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I love the whole unconditional love element. Like you're their world at the end of the day. So I think, yeah, I think that's lovely. But I think like, yeah, cats. I'm very. I'm very 50-50, but I prefer the cats that are lovable, that actually do want to play. They don't strut they don't strut around thinking they own the whole bloody place, and like they pay the
Bro, there
mortgage,
are
and
some
it's like,
cats that are
okay.
like that, though. That's the
And
thing,
you're like,
bro.
calm down, humble yourself, please.
Yo, son, it's crazy. Some of
But
these cats got attitude, and I'm
honestly,
like, I swear to God, bitch, I will punch you across this house. Don't fuck with me. Like,
yeah.
man.
And you're like,
Not saying I
really?
listen, people. Not saying I abuse animals. I'm just saying I'll fight a cat. Okay, don't fuck with me. I'll fight a cat. All right. Will a
Oh
cat fuck me
God.
up?
But
God, yeah, of
yeah.
course. But I'll fight a cat.
But we don't condone that here.
No animal abuse.
Just saying, yeah, no animal abuse. But yeah, no, I definitely say, yeah, no, like the nicer cats, the ones that actually like, are really sweet and really lovable and quite playful and stuff. Like I don't expect them to like be loving all up on me like a dog would, but like a similar kind of concept. I don't like ones that just, sort of attack you all the time for no reason and you think, well, you're up in
But
my space. Have you thought about that?
facts.
So,
But there are some cats that
mm,
are kind of like dogs. Like it's funny. There are some
mm,
and then
yeah,
again, there are some dogs that are like cats. Like you got some dogs who are just very to themselves.
yeah,
Don't like to be fucked with. Like just have their own space. You get that. So yes, you can get like both. But me personally,
yeah,
I don't know. I've always just thought like dogs are a lot cuter. There's a lot of breeds of dogs that I
yeah.
love. Um, I've already said it when we have our
They're a
own.
different vibe.
Oh yeah, but I've already said it when me and my girl have our own place and we have space and land and a house. Oh, we're easily owning at least five
Yeah.
dogs. At least five
Oh,
dogs.
jeez, 5.
At least five, bro. I'm not even kidding you. At least five. And I need all of them ranging in sizes.
Wow.
The majority of them are gonna be big, but like yeah, I need like all of them in like sizes.
Wow.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm gonna have like one of the smallest dogs
Wow.
to then have it like a fucking Great Dane.
But I'll be enjoying those podcasts when they come. I
What?
can just imagine the dogs just
What?
stroll in and
They just gonna be back and forth. They're gonna own the house. That's just it. They're
yeah,
gonna run the
exactly.
house.
Come on, bit of a bark on the pod.
Could you
Like, yeah.
imagine the big ass dog is my footrest? He just laying there on the floor. I got the other two next to me just chilling. The other one's just sleeping across. What?
Oh
Fuck out of here,
God.
bro. There'll be
Yeah.
dogs galore. And like I said, I'm
Oh
saying at least
gosh.
five, okay? At least. Because I need at least a Pitsky. So it's a husky and a pit bull mixed together.
Oh yeah.
I want a purebred husky. I want a Great Dane. I want a Frenchie because Frenchies have lately just caught my attention so much and they're fucking adorable. Um, and then I want a corgi.
Oh, corgi. Oh, I suppose they're
It's because
alright.
they just twerk. Their butts just.
Yeah.
I just want a
Yeah.
dog that twerks.
Mm. I see that. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I don't know which dog I would get because I don't know. I do really like pugs. Don't ask me why.
No, the
I
pugs
like
are
pugs.
cute.
I think
Actually,
I think that there's something about them.
no, they're a very cute breed. They're very funny. They're an interesting breed, and you would love this. So, quick
Yeah.
story before we get off. Then, when I was younger, growing up, a neighbor across my street, she owned a pug, but the pug had surgery, hip surgery, when he was like pretty young. So the way he peed was handstanding. He
Bless.
was very cute. So he would
Oh.
legitimately like be walking around on all fours, and then when he had to go pee somewhere, he would just pop his butt up, kind of look a little tail whip up, and just be on his front paws,
Oh.
and just take a little quick piss, and then just come back down. Every time, he'd do a handstand because he
Oh.
couldn't lift his leg up the right way anymore. But he figured out how to
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
lift his legs up, and I'm like, bro, that's so funny,
And you managed to do it.
bro. He was
Yeah.
good.
No, I think pugs are cute. And then chow chows. I love chow chows.
Really
They're
interesting.
Oh, chow chows are like, oh man, yeah.
They're
And they
cute.
get to grow like a bear.
They
Because I
can get
remember
big. They
like,
can get big. They can actually
oh,
get big.
they're just like just your own bear. It's the probably closest I'm gonna get to like a panda bear, really. So chow chow.
I would check out a Samoyed. I'm gonna look up the breed and send it to you again. But I feel like oh no, I found it. There you go. Like so, don't get me wrong. The Chow Chow, understandable why, but you were saying like closest thing to a panda. Sadly, these are all white, but I mean, I'm just saying. I think this would probably be maybe the closest thing you could get almost to a panda. Because I'm gonna send it to you right now, so you can, so then they can see your reaction
Okay.
on here, because it'll be quite funny. Because I've gotten these at my job, and I'm like, oh yeah, these fuckers are bears essentially.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So if you guys don't know what
yeah.
it is, it's literally just like a very fluffy white dog, like very fluffy. Like it's almost like,
Really fluffy.
yeah, it's almost like hairier than a husky, but it's just pure
Yeah.
white. So it's like, but they're very cute. They are very cute. Because we've had like 3 of them show up at my job, and I'm like, oh, these guys are actually pretty fucking cute. I can't lie.
No,
Oh,
yeah, that they are. Yeah.
that's the other dog. So realistically, 6 dogs. A boxer. I want a boxer so bad.
So 6 dogs.
Yes. Maybe 7.
I like to see your
African
vet bill
Boerboel.
every so often.
Has now become a vet. Trial and error.
Yeah.
I'll learn. I'll take care of them.
Oh god. Yeah, I can prescribe my own dogs. It's all
That's
right.
right, bro. What? Fuck out of here. They get
God.
medication. It's fine. Whatever.
Wow.
But yeah, guys.
Okay.
Listen, man. We hope you enjoyed today's question section. We appreciate y'all as always.
It was fun.
We'll see y'all next week. Much love as always, guys. Don't forget, you guys can always ask us questions on our Instagram if you want to ask questions on the videos, whether you're watching on YouTube or if you're listening to us on Apple Podcast or Google Podcast or anything like that. Definitely, reach out to us, guys. Our Instagram, our Twitter, all that stuff. And yeah, we'll see y'all next week, man. We appreciate you guys. Y'all take care as always, man. Much love, guys.